because that's gonna be an
I
easy one.
mean, I
It
mean the
doesn't really matter
Central.
east to west.
We can start with the Central
Okay,
because that's the
okay,
worst division.
that's fine. We
To be
could start at
honest.
the bottom. That's fine.
So looking at these teams, we have the Cubs, the Cardinals, the Reds, the Brewers, and the Pirates.
There's 4 teams
So
in that division.
on paper, there's 5.
Well, that's true.
Um, so I think I'll kick it off and kind of say that if Christian Yelich figures his shit out, the Brewers could be a second place team.
Could be a second place team. Oh, brother.
Second place team.
Oh, we're already different. Oh no, this is good. This is good.
Yep. I mean, I love their pitching staff. I love their bullpen.
Yep.
But their sticks are not great. They lost out on who was it? Luis Arias?
He went back to Minnesota, didn't he?
No, they lost their freaking left or right fielder. He went to Florida.
Avi Sayel.
Yeah.
What else?
They lost him.
But they did pick up Kutch.
They did pick up Kutch, but you're also going off a Kutch that's fucking old now.
You're right, and off an ACL injury a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully think that pitching staff is still so strong. It won't matter. They will win.
They won't beat the Cardinals. They won't beat the Cardinals.
I don't think the Cardinals will be that good. I think they'll come in second because the Cubs are in the middle of like a somewhat of a rebuild.
Hot take, though. Hot take. I actually finish what you're saying. I'll come in with the fire here in a minute.
I just think there's a reason the Brewers are called the Rays North, because all they do is breed pitchers, and that's how they won most of their games last year. Is through their pitching with Corbin Burns, Woodruff, and Freddie Peralta. Then you have one of the best left-handed closers, if not the best.
Probably the best closer.
Well, with Chapman having a down year, Taylor Rogers he's up there, but he's not the best. Yeah, Josh Hader is incredible. They also have some other, like I said, just like the Rays.
Let's not forget on how let's not forget how fucking nasty Devin Williams is.
Yeah, you got Devin Williams, and then there's a couple like no names that are they're known in Milwaukee that aren't household names that just shut everybody down.
I do have a couple friends that are Brewers fans because they live in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, their pitching is great, but I think for them to be a number 1 team, Willie needs to play.
Yep.
Like he can, because I think
Willie
Adames
is last year.
I think Willie Adames is one of the better shortstops in the league.
When he hits the ball, yeah.
Not talking like, like, oh my God, he's Tatis level. He's below it, of course, but
he's in the mid-pack.
I think he's an excellent defender. He's got a cannon of an arm. And if he can figure out how to hit the ball,
he's got one problem. From my time watching him in Tampa, he's got one problem. He strikes out too much.
Exactly.
I think he struck out 3 times on Thursday.
Yeah, he needs to learn how to hit the ball and walk. And guess what? You're going to be fucking among that echelon of fucking shortstops because he's young, too.
Yeah.
He's like, what, 26, 27, 28?
He's in that range, yeah.
I mean, he's right there to be like that elite.
But he played well after getting traded to Milwaukee.
He did.
He popped off. I think
But
I couldn't even.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, he was just lights out.
Yeah, of course. But their big thing is Christian Yelich doesn't need to break his hand this year.
He's got to stay on the field, and he's got to hit the ball. He has to hit like the MV Yelly we know. And if he doesn't, they'll be first rounded again.
Of course. So let's move to the next team, who I think is going to be, the first place team, and I think that's the Cardinals. I do think so because
you can't tell me that when Wainwright was their opening day starter. I'm sorry, Flaherty.
You look at it like, hey, you look at it like this, right? It's Waino and Yachty's last year,
and Pujols.
Turning
back
it's their last year.
06.
It's their last year.
Yep.
So they're gonna step up. I mean, usually in their farewell seasons, people usually step up and actually play really well. I think their pitching's fine, their bullpen's fine. Nolan Arenado needs to be a monster still. You gotta.
I'm just happy he proved all the
Tyler
haters
O'Neill.
wrong.
Tyler O'Neill needs to play at an MVP level
He
because
does.
I think Tyler O'Neill can be that guy.
They do have a good outfield. I like their outfield with Carlson, Bader, and
Tyler
O'Neill. LOL.
But I think they have a more well-rounded team than the Brewers do. Especially with Yelich playing bad the last 2 years.
The difference between the two is the Brewers are going to outpitch you, and the Cardinals are going to outhit you.
Right.
So when they play, it's going to be a very interesting matchup all season where it's like, what's going to be better? It's like in football where it's the best defense versus the best offense. Who wins? It's usually the offense.
Right.
No matter how good your pitching is, if they know how to hit, they're going to. And
right.
They are scary. I definitely think they're a clear-cut second-place team.
I think it's going to be a coin flip, honestly.
Yeah.
It could be either or, but I honestly think the Cardinals going to win the division, especially if their players play to the potential that they can.
I do still think both teams make the playoffs with the expanded playoff. With that extra team, I definitely think they both make it. Who wins the division, like you said, it's going to be a coin. I'm going to pick the Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
And I got, the Cubs in third.
I can agree on the Cubs in third. I mean, they picked up Marcus Stroman. Ian Happ's going to play pretty decent. Patrick Wisdom's probably going to hit a lot of home runs. Frank's going to hit a lot of home runs. Wilson Contreras, if he can kind of take that next step, he'll be an elite kind of catcher. Especially because there's not really that many really good catchers right now.
Right.
But and Seiya, if Seiya can
I just
really,
only thing he's going to struggle with, like you see with most international players, especially from Korea and Japan, the 98, 99, 100 mile an hour fastball.
Mm-hmm.
It's on average, I think 3 miles an hour faster here than it is over there.
Yeah.
That's quick. That's a big difference.
I mean, one of the players, like there's only been 2 players I've seen internationally that come over done just nutty, and that's Ichiro and Shohei.
Yep. Because Yoshi that was Yoshi's problem.
Oh, it's Tsutsugo, yeah.
I was so happy when Tampa signed him because I heard all these good things about him, reading about him.
It was him and the other guy.
He couldn't hit the fastball.
Him and the other guy. It was Tsutsugo and the guy I think on the Reds, Yoshi.
Oh yeah, he was supposed to be the next Ichiro.
Yeah.
He played left field.
Yep.
But I just don't know how to say his name. I'm not even gonna try it.
I think it's Yoshi.
No, it was Sasugo. It starts with an A. I just can't pronounce it.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I think our next team is gonna be the Reds.
Yeah.
They still have a decent team.
Hunter Green's making his debut, which is huge.
Hunter Green.
I love that.
You have Jonathan India, Joey Votto, Moose. They still breed pitchers, like
Lodolo.
the Brewers do.
They still got Castillo.
You're waiting on some of these minor league guys to come up, kind of make an impact.
I think this is also
you have Tyler Stevenson.
That's what I was gonna say. It's going to be a big year for him. They traded Barnhart away.
Yeah,
now it's time for Tyler to step up to the plate. No pun intended. And perform.
Little shout out, it's Dimu's favorite catcher in the league.
That is true. He is a fan favorite in the MLB The Show community.
And then you have the Pirates, which nobody knows what the Pirates are doing.
They're gonna lose every game.
They sent O'Neal Cruz down.
That didn't make sense to me. They signed Cabrian to a massive contract. He gets hurt in the first inning.
They didn't sign him to a massive contract. They signed him to a normal rookie contract. That
still had a lot of money, and he still got hurt in the first inning.
7 or 8 years, $71 million. I mean, he's kind of getting shafted on that.
Wander got $100
million
sucks.
More. Brian Hayes is phenomenal at defense. One of the pure talents in the field. I don't really catch a lot of NHL games, so I just see what I see on stats, and he just got to hit the ball a lot better. They got rid of Jacob Stallings last
They
year.
did.
So they're kind of in a no man's land at catcher. They sent one of the most overhyped prospects down in O'Neal Cruz.
Who was
You
actually hitting well
know,
in spring,
they
and he
got
hit
rid
well
of
in
Starling
September.
a couple years ago. They got, they couldn't keep Kutch happy after his MVP seasons. Um,
They do
they've
have one
got
bright
Daniel
side.
Vogelbach.
They have one
I
bright
mean,
side. Mitch Keller.
yeah, what's that? Yeah,
Mitch
Mitch
Keller.
Keller, if he can, come out and deal.
But he's not going to win any games because the bullpen's going to blow it.
Yeah, so I mean that kind of wraps up our, central kind of picks. I don't know. It's just not a good division like the West and the East. It's very
It's
tough
not.
to.
They're going to get first rounded. Whoever makes, well, unless it's the Cardinals. If the Cardinals win the division, they will be annoying in the playoffs like they always are.
Yep.